Stabsy Bricks for another episode of Building Gotham City in Lego. So last week we pretty much destroyed Arkham Island. We rebuilt the back section of it, made it a lot more curved. It's less rectangular now. And this week I'm going to be concentrating on the front section just here. Want to get it so it's up to the same height and so we can actually have the building pulled forward a little bit. Need to work out whether or not I'm going to put a garage in there, how I'm going to integrate it. I am going to have to rework this section just here as well. And I've still got to decide whether or not to redo the high security section, move the steps from one end down to the other. It's a lot of decisions to make with that part of it. But let's get started by bringing the base plates over to the table and mapping out how we're going to do the front section of the island. And here is the outline for the front half of Arkham Island. And the section just here coming out, I'm going to have it so there's actually a docks on here. So a boat can come in to take prisoners up to Arkham Island. And the plan is I'm going to try and get some steps going up to the front so people can get to Arkham Island, not just by the road, but also by boat. So let's move this over to the table and see how it lines up with the back. Hopefully I'll calculate it correctly and it's all good to go. And it lines up perfectly. So that's all good. Really liking the way that bit's sticking out there, and I think I can just do a nice little bit with that and steps coming up. And it might not be as far back as I initially planned on it being, so but I've got to be realistic that I need to fit a few things on the front there, like a car park and whatever else, access to Arkham Island. But I'm sure it's going to look good once it's all done. When the bridge is on here, the bridge is probably going to be about 6 studs over. So it's going to be a good 20 odd studs before it reaches the island. And also the rock work is going to slope up towards the building a little bit as well. But anyway, let's remove this from here, put it back on the table, and let's make a start on that rock work. And that's the rock work all sorted out on this side of the island. Over this side, this is where I'm going to be having like the jetty or the pier, and that's where the boat will come if it's delivering any prisoners, and the steps are going to be just there. So I've started building some plates and bricks up behind there. So these steps are going to lead all the way up to the prison. So I will put some gates or some sort of security around that section. Now, I was lucky enough to get to the Blanchardstown Lego store yesterday. Excellent customer service up there as ever. Staff are so friendly in the store, and I was able to pick up several boxes of filler brick and filler plate, so it's going to enable me to get this entire section all bulked up ready for the building to go on the top. So let's get that all, get the plates and bricks out, get that all done, and then I can finish the rock work off on the front section and also get those steps built. So let's get to it. Of the island all in place and loving how it's coming on. Just wanted to make sure it all lined up properly and I'd gone to the correct height and everything is working out how I wanted it to do. So the only thing I do need to do, the plates going across this way, I just need to remove those and replace them by a plate that covers the entire section, as if I go any higher then it's going to be higher than the part at the back, and that's one thing I just wanted to check. At the moment I've got so much rubbish or boxes down the back of the table I can't get around to it from this side, so I'm having to lean over and just slide that all in place. Now, one thing that I am considering doing is building the rock work up even higher on this side, going along here and then down there. So half the island is going to be higher than the other half. It's going to serve as two purposes. One, I can then put the car park on top of the section that's just there, and the reason for that is when I build the bridge, which is going to be in line with this part here, I want the bridge to be up quite high, and at the moment that platform there is only just higher than the raised platform here, and obviously the road is going to need to go above the train line, which is here, so it's going to be quite a bit higher, probably about another 8 or 9 bricks, so more in line with the height of the front door there. So that's something I'm going to need to do, and I think it's going to look quite cool if the rockwork comes up here and goes along and then down there, and again at the side I could just build it and it'll almost look like the building is built into the rockwork, and I think that would give it a really cool effect. And here we have the two sections of Arkham Island all pushed together. And I've got the top, the bottom, the basement area of the building just there. So that's going to be resting on the top. What I need to do first of all is amend the actual high security cell area. Need to move the steps from that end to this end and move Mr. Freeze's chamber to the opposite end. So I'm obviously going to need to move a couple of the cells as well. So I'm going to make those amendments first of all. Then I'll build this area up just here. And then I can carry on building the rockwork up to the right area, which is going to make the building look like it's built into that rockwork. So let's make those changes and we'll check back in once we've done so. And that's the maximum security section all changed. So Mr. Freeze is now down this end, steps are down that end, and I'll continue to build the rockwork all up here, plated off the top area, so that's all ready for be tiled, and then I can put the building on top of that, and I've got to work out how I'm going to be doing the exercise yard at the back here. But this is taking so long to do all this rockwork, but it's coming along quite nicely. Just got to work out how I'm going to build it up on the sides here to make it look like the building's built into that. On this part here, I think the building's actually going to come to about here, so the plate, I'm probably going to remove these tiles on the end here and plate over the top of it. But yeah, happy with the amount of progress I managed to get done so far. But anyway, let's carry on with that rockwork and see how much more we can get done. And just checking in one final time for this update, a lot more rockwork's gone up. This is pretty much at the height that it's going to be at, so all I need to do is just build a little bit more rockwork along this section here, then block that off, so do the support pillars, put a floor on there, and then that's where the car park section will be. Obviously, I've still got to build all of this section up here, the steps going up, so still a lot more rock work to do, but it is a very time-consuming job, but really happy with how it's all coming on. And I think the image from down here is starting to look a little bit more menacing than it was before. And I'd appreciate it's a lot of dark bluish grey just there, but I'm going to put in a lot of cheese wedges on these inverted slopes that you can see here, and they're going to be of a different colour just to break it up a little bit. But the other thing as well is there is going to be the bridge which is going to be going across here as well, which is going to take a lot of focus away from that rock work. But all in all, really happy with how this is all coming on, and so glad that I have made these changes to the island. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this update. If you have, please remember to give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel. And please hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future content on the channel. And if you know anybody else that will be interested in this series or the Mandalore build series, please share with them. It'd be much appreciated. Now, Mandalore is going to be at a different time from normal. Normally, I release the videos at 7 AM Irish time, and it's going to be probably around about 4 PM Irish time. So it's going to be a little bit more of a sociable time for those people in the USA. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye. See you next time. Bye for now.